Yeah, for real, for real. What is the issue with delineation? Like, cause we keep hearing about different things. Yeah, I want people to call up. They got a real issue with delineation. Like, it's about time we have this grown. What the hell? It's about time we have this grown folk conversation with foreigners, because we want y'all to keep it real. What's really good with you? You dig? That's what we want to know. Hey, non-SBAs, invite yourself up. Like, for real, for real. Like, no gaslighting, no trolling. What is your real issue with delineation? Because I'm hearing rumors, and then when folks invite themselves up, they say that's not the case. So it's like, what's up, man? Are the rumors true or are they not? So basically, if you got an issue with delineation, invite yourself up. Because, I mean, word in the streets is that foreigners got an issue with FBAs, Black Americans delineating. And I'm like, I don't think they know what they're doing by having an issue with that. It's like, by having an issue with us delineating, like, there's no way we can ever have any type of alliance. That's like us being against Jamaica's independence or Ghanaians' independence through Kwame Nkrumah, or that's like Black Americans are against Ibrahim Traore and what he's doing in Burkina Faso. That's like we're being against Dessalines Toussaint and establishing Haiti as a free nation, an independent nation. It's like, who would be against that other than a sellout? So, like, really, like, let's have an adult conversation, which is almost impossible with some foreigners. Like, they just on troll mode 24/7. But really, man, what's the real issue with Black Americans delineating? Like, if you have an issue with that, then you have an issue with Dessalines Toussaint establishing Haiti. You have an issue with Kwame Nkrumah establishing Ghana. You feel me? What is the real issue with Black Americans delineating? Is it a real concern? Is it real scrutiny, criticism, or is it just troll babble? Like, really, tap in, invite yourself up. Let's talk about it, because I don't believe you guys. I don't believe you guys have a real issue with Black Americans delineating. I think you just got an issue with Black Americans in general, and you're using that as the premises to speak out against us. That's what I think. I think some of you foreigners just have a deep-seated ill towards Black Americans, and you're using anything we stand for as fuel to come against us. Because delineation is a positive thing, not just for Black Americans, it's a positive thing for any and all ethnic groups. So a lot of us think you guys been sent by white supremacists. Invite yourself up. Let's talk about it, because I really can't fathom anybody having an issue with delineation coming from any ethnic group. So we like, why are you mad at us? Like, every ethnic group delineated at one point in their life, in their lifetime. Why are you upset with Black Americans delineating finally? Like, we had to delineate. It was no other choice. No, don't forget who we don't have our own. We don't Black Americans are not in their own country where just black Americans are the majority. We're not. We're the minority in our own country. We're different from you guys. You guys are the majority in your countries. So you couldn't fathom what we go through. Your country is ran by a majority of you all. So you don't know what it feels like to fight for rights and riots and the triple K, the three Ks, systematic racism, Jim Crow. Like, none of you guys can really empathize, sympathize with that. You can't relate. That's the bottom line. Like, no matter how much you say you can, you can't. Just like I can't relate to a Haitian rebellion. I can't relate to the Maroon War with the British. I can't relate to anything that other folks got going on. And it's okay to confess that you guys can't relate to what we got going on. Why do you believe you need to relate? We don't expect you to relate. We don't want you to relate. We just want you to understand and comprehend and acknowledge it. Acknowledge the facts. Like, yo, we've been systematically and systemically oppressed by white people. You have not. Not directly. Because you guys run your own independent nation. It don't matter if you believe your leadership is a puppet. Your leadership is your leadership represents you. They look like you. They speak your language, part of your culture. Our leadership is not part of our culture. Our leadership are the outsiders who create laws and systems and injustice to do us harm, exclude us, extract from us, and just rob us of things. Like, it's okay to acknowledge that, yo, we live two different perspectives. We live two different realities, therefore we got two different perspectives on reality. So invite yourself up if you have an issue or a question with Black Americans delineating. I think this is the time to learn what we mean by delineate. And I believe you guys been gaslit to believe it meant something else. And that's your fault. That's your fault. For there's a song called "Don't Believe the Hype." That's your fault for believing the hype. That is your fault for believing the hype. Delineation is every people God's gift. It's your alienable right to delineate. Nobody can tell you can't delineate. So when we were confronted with those of the diaspora of the motherland being contentious over us delineating, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it a buck. That caught us completely off guard. We expected, white tea, America, white tea wannabes to like have an issue with it. We never fathomed that the diaspora from the island or Haiti or the motherland will have an issue with Black Americans delineating. I mean, that really, but then it woke us up. It woke us up. And it really just exposed Pan-Africanism, really. Because once a certain amount of foreigners did that, a certain amount of people from Africa, the Caribbean, directly opposed Black Americans, you guys completely destroyed Pan-Africanism. So we like, wait a minute. Why are you coming against us? Like, we're not your enemy. We're not your op. But maybe we were. Maybe you made a pact with the devil. Like, what's my name? What's the old white guy name that said Haiti overcame the French because they made a pact with the devil? So we like, yo, maybe the Caribbean and Africa made a pact with the devil, with the whitey man, to come against us. Unprovoked. You guys, if it doesn't apply to you, then call out your coon. Okay. So if you're from Africa or the islands, and you disagree with people from the island and Africa coming against Black Americans delineating, then I need you to tap in and speak up. Because your coon class, your tether class represents you. Because you guys you don't speak louder than them. But this is the opportunity. If you are for Black Americans delineating, and you're from Africa, the island, or Haiti, this is your time to call in and speak up that you condone. I'm sorry, you condone what we do, and you condemn what your tether class does, which is complaining and going against Black Americans delineating. See, but when none of y'all don't call each other out, you leave us to one conclusion: y'all all the same. You dig? Because we call out our coon class, we call out our Sambo class. We are quick to call an off-code Black American a coon or a Sambo when they're aligning themselves with the dominant class against us. We are quick to call out, from Malcolm X to Frederick Douglass, we are quick to call out our coon class. It's time you guys step up. It's time for the Haitians to speak against the Haitians who are against Black Americans delineating. It's time for the islanders of the Caribbean to speak against folks from the Caribbean speaking against Black Americans delineating. It's time for Africans of the motherland to speak against your tether class who are speaking against Black Americans delineating. If you guys expect to have any alliance with us, you got to do that. You got to call out your tether class and let us know you're not with them. You're with us, which is standing on truth, standing on what's right, and delineation is what's right. So either or. If you're against Black Americans delineating, invite yourself up. If you're for it, invite yourself up. Either way, invite yourself up. Let's have the conversation, because there's a lot you might not know and that you can learn from a conversation with myself, Unbiased Ron. You never know until you tap in. Invite yourself up. Maybe you can educate me on some things that I was unaware of, which happens all the time. I talk to people all day long on YouTube, on my YouTube lives, and on my TikTok lives. People all day, even ops, be like giving me good information that works for me, not them, obviously. Because a lot of times ops don't know what information it supports us. Like, they'll use it as though it's for them, but it really supports us. So, but yeah, man, at times our ops come against us with arguments that actually support us. Like, I'd be like, okay, say it again. I'm like, okay, so what's your issue then? That sounds like it's supporting me and my lineage. That don't sound like it's going against me. You feel me? So that'd be interesting. Okay. Waiting for Yah Man to he's inviting himself up. Wait for his connection to go good. Yah Man still trying to connect. Man, Yah Man, your connection is sheesh. While Yah Man trying to connect, somebody else invite yourself up, man. Let's have a dope conversation. Yah Man must be under a bridge. His connection is shaky. This is open conversation about delineation. So anybody invite themselves on. Wait for Yah Man to connect. Yah Man, drop down and come back up, because your connection is really not well at all. All right, come back up, Yah Man. Because all it showed was you just trying to connect, and that was not going through. Yeah, man, invite yourself back up so I can allow you to come on. Cause me, whatever you had going on, I don't know if you was under a bridge, in a cornfield or something, but that was not in the desert, the Serengeti, whatever, bro. That was not connecting. Yeah, man, invite yourself back up or get into a stable area. You dig? I'm looking forward to, speaking with you or anybody that's down to have this important conversation. Because, like, this conversation, it either bridges the gap or widens the gap, really. Like, that's the reality. Like, these conversations either bridge the gap, close the gap, bridge the gap, or widen the gap. You know what I mean? It either tear the whole bridge down. And it's all contingent on your honesty, your integrity in these conversations. When you start benign and neglecting and like explaining, that's not gonna work. Like, Black Americans, we are smart people, man. You just can't tell us any old thing and we just like, okay, I understand. Nah. That either is true or false. We are educated people, my guy. I know you guys believe white supremacy and believe we're all thugs and goons and dropouts. Nah, like, the devil's a lie. Get loose here, devil. Get thee behind me, Shaitan. If you believe that. Now, we are educated people. Okay, and you're going to find out. Just make sure you tap in. Invite yourself up. Y'all, man, come back on. You got an issue connecting. Okay, y'all, man, you got an issue connecting. You should be straight now. Yo, look at all the, what flag is that? What flag is, oh, it's Ghana. Yo, oh my God, I wish I had the meta glasses. Oh, I gotta show y'all this. Yo, I just can't believe, I'm saying, when I say Newark is taken over by foreigners, my God, Haitians, Ghanaians, Black Americans were completely replaced by Africans and Haitians, man. Newark, New Jersey. Yeah, they had a whole flag, a Ghanaian flag. I didn't even know what they were. I knew they weren't Black Americans, so we definitely look different. And I ain't gonna say none of y'all look like us. Some of y'all do. But for the most part, we can tell the difference. Like, there's a couple guys from Africa, I think they're from Ghana, at my job, and like, they clearly look like they look out of place. And yeah, they be completely dealing with EIC when they around Black American. Like, they go right to ethnic inferiority complex. Because you could tell, like, they were the only representation of somebody melanated, right? So once a Black American be like, hello everybody, hi everybody. Yeah, like, they become insecure, like, oh my God, Tom's not gonna like me anymore. They got a real Black man here. Tom's not gonna like me. Tom's gonna hang around with him. It's like, yeah, well, that's the truth, man. Don't fight it, embrace it. That's the truth. Yeah, Tom ain't gonna want to rock with the imposter no more. Tom he's gonna want to talk to the real deal. He ain't gonna talk to you about LeBron James and Brunson anymore. That's out. Like, your thing is soccer, and Tom don't watch soccer. You dig? Tom do not watch soccer. Tom watch NFL, baseball, and NBA. I don't watch baseball, so you dig? You watch baseball, then you got Tom. But at some point, Tom gonna want to talk about the NFL and NBA and boxing, American sports. And that's when foreigners that's melanated start to be insecure. They start to develop what I call EIC, ethnic inferiority complex. Like, they immediately feel a certain way when a Black American has come around. What happened to all that? You don't work hard, nigga. Yeah, like, you say that, but the people you trying to impress, they start to lean this way. You dig? Because we are truly Americans. You feel me? Like we're truly Americans. We don't watch soccer. We don't. I mean, anything foreign. I'll pass. We don't watch cricket. Like we watch American sports. We don't speak a whole bunch of different languages. We normally speak just English. Yeah, like we're a true American watches American sports primarily, and they primarily just speak English, one language. That's a true American. And when people look like us start cosplaying because they're invited to the picnic, they feel good when they're the only representation of melanin. But once a black American is invited to the picnic, here they go with the EIC, the Ethnic Inferior Complex. They start looking at you all funny, like, yo, what's good, man? Oh, you're going to my brother. Nah, I ain't your brother, but what it do? I'm definitely not your brother, but what it do? You dig? What it do, man? So anyway, if you just join in, I want folks to, we trying to have a conversation centered around Black American delineating, because I keep hearing about foreigners, melanated foreigners having issues with us delineating, but when I invite you guys for the conversation, nobody pulls up. So I'm like, maybe foreigners don't have an issue with Black American delineating. Like, I don't know, because they don't pull up. So I'm extending that in right now. Anybody that can hear my voice who's not a Black American ethnically, invite yourself up, and let's have a small conversation centered around Black Americans delineating. I can address all of your questions. You feel me? I can address all of your questions right now. If you ever came to Black American spaces and they could not address your questions, then you're lucky. I'm the guy. You dig? You're in luck. I'm a guy who can address your questions, all of your questions, concerning any FBA talking point, really. But most certainly, delineation is what I want to talk about, because I believe people are misinformed what delineation means. It don't mean what you think it means. And even some Black Americans might be confused on what it means. Yeah, so even some Black Americans might be confused what it means. Yeah. So even y'all, tap in. Invite yourself up. Ask your question. Ask away, man. I'm your pinata. Swing at me. Toughest question. Swing.
Regular.
Yes, sir. And I guarantee you, I won't be emotional. I'm going to answer. I don't care. I mean, as long as you got some type of sincerity in you, I can pretty much handle all your questions. You dig? As long as there's some sincerity in the question, I could pretty much answer all of your questions. When it concerns the delineation or any talking point from FBAs, as long as it's sincere, I can answer any and all of your questions. Yeah, my phone chimping out. Pardon me. And what's interesting is that the fact that nobody's inviting themselves up to ask you about delineation lets you know that people are full of SHIT. Because what got me attracted to TikTok is that people from TikTok, like, I'm a YouTuber, so people will upload the TikTok conversations to YouTube. And it'd be a lot of non-FBAs from Africa, the Caribbean, and Haiti arguing about delineation and arguing with FBAs, and both of them, FBAs and non-FBAs, are confused to what it is to delineate. So I'm like, you know what? Let me come to TikTok so I can explain this, with all truth and sincerity. So now I'm here, like, yo, tap in. You dig? But it almost seemed like, thank you. It almost seemed like non-FBAs, Africans, Caribbean people be gaslighting FBAs. Like, they just be trolling. Meaning they really don't care for an answer. They don't care for clarity. They're asking questions to gotcha questions. FBA, what is delineation? You're divisive. You're xenophobic. You're toxic. You're an HATE group. You're an echo chamber. You're a Tariq Nashidite. So it's like, okay, I'm hearing the re-uploads on YouTube. I'm like, wait a minute. They don't really believe that, do they? So I said, all right, let me create a TikTok account and let me respond to some of these non-FBAs about this. Let me clear the record. And it seems like when a foreigner hears an FBA who can articulate, who can fully express the talking points of FBA, they're not interested. They're only interested in the toxic FBA spaces where they just cuss you out and call you tethers all day long. So I'm trying to invite you to a peaceful conversation where I won't call you the tether unless you deserve it. Because a tether is a real thing. We're not going to cap and act like tethers don't exist. Tethers definitely exist. And tether is a verb. It's an action. So is coon. So is the white tea supremacist. If you don't behave a certain way, we won't call you tether, coon, or white tea supremacist. You dig? Just like if I act a way, you're gonna call me a name. If I act a disrespectful, disingenuous way, you're gonna call me a name. So yeah, man, I want folks from Africa, any country in Africa, any 54. I want somebody from the Caribbean, any Thousand Island. I want Haitians. Invite yourself up. Tap in, man. Ask away. I'm your human pinata. Ask about delineation and any other talking point. You hear FBA spew. Some of them I might disagree with some FBA talking points. You feel me? Because I heard some stuff that's outlandish. That's like false. Like some of them be flat out lying. You dig? Flat out lying. And some folks be, what's going on? What I think you called it the other day. Introduce your name again to the chat. Merce. Okay, Merce. What's going on? So now what? Before you start, I want to be real clear, so nobody feel like it's like I didn't disclose the rules. So the rules is I like to have a conversation. I like to have a dialogue. Like I don't like to have diatribes or monologues. So if I'm saying something and I'm like trying to break something down, if you think at any point I'm misrepresenting something or I'm not stating a fact, you have the right to stop me mid-sentence and say, brother, can you explain that? Or that's wrong. You feel me? So vice versa. If you're talking to me and you quoted something that's ahistorical or just false, I'm going to chime in right away and say, hey, brother, where you get that from? But anyway, so with that in mind, so I want to just fully disclose that before you get started. What's in your mind?
So, I'm completely the other side. Right. So I don't know how long it's going to last, but I'll stay here. So what's on my mind was a question. Do you think that FBA can in the future be a part of the Pan-African universe?
Yeah, because Pan-Africanism is just an ideology. You feel me? It's just an ideology. So any FBA that feel like he has a calling or she has a calling, and they feel like their calling is to embrace with Africa, you feel me? What can I say about your calling? I'm not in their way. Like if they feel like they can assist in African politics, and I'm the last person to block those efforts.
Right. So there's no there's no natural conflict between FBA and Pan-Africanism.
No.
So
So
I mean,
like
I agree.
so let's say if an FBA person called in and say, hey, I'm FBA and I'm Pan-African. I'm like, okay. Like, what you want me to say? Like, because you got FBAs who Christian, right? You got FBA who's Muslim. You got FBAs, because it's a thought. It's like, all right, well, go be great. Like, if you can help out some folks in Africa, if you can help out some folks in Haiti or Mexico, go. Like, go do that. Like, that's called philanthropy. I'm not in your way.
You don't see how some people on both sides, right? You have the FBA who feel like Pan-Africanism is like the opposite of being FBA, and you find people who are Pan-Africanists who believe the opposite, right? You see that. I don't understand it, and nobody really can explain how. Because if a person who is a Zulu can be a Pan-Africanist, then so can an FBA, right?
Right.
And
Explain
the
it,
only
yeah.
here's the problem, right? Then I had this conversation with some people yesterday. It was a little scary, right? I said, you don't think that black people should be trying to organize themselves in the inner city in general, that black people shouldn't be organized? He said, we are. I said, okay. Who's the leaders? Who are the leaders that are just on a local level? Name a leader that's in charge of that's a leader in Philadelphia, in Harlem. Name anyone. He and it became it's not a really these things are not intellectual, and people are not really searching for truth. They really want to be right, and they will. What I don't like is how they handle the opposition. Right? You can have an opposing opinion to me. As long as you're being respectful, we should be able to talk it out. As a matter of fact, if we both agree, right, that this is intellectual, then we should be cool when we're done, even though we disagree, because we both use the same rules. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. So go ahead.
go ahead.
Yeah. So I agree with some things you said, but I feel like there's some things you said that you might be misunderstood on. You said, who's the leader? All right. You don't, again, bro, I don't even know what that even means. Like there's no time in our history in America where we actually had a leader. You had people who led movements, the civil rights movements and bus boycott. You had people who led Black Panthers and Nation Islam. You had people who led movements, but there's never been a Black American leader. We've never voted on anybody. We never came to a consensus and said, hey, this is our leader. People have took leadership roles, but those roles were limited, right? They were limited roles. But nobody has ever been a leader of Black Americans. Nobody's ever told us how to live our lives, how to save money, how to buy stocks. Nobody's ever done that because we are equal. Like there's nothing you can say to me, which I gotta follow your lead. Like that. So the leaders of Black, we have a culture, and our leaders are our parents. They are our neighborhoods, right? Those become leaders. Like they assume leadership roles. So no, there's no official leader. But if you have a program, if you have a 501c3 or something like that, yeah, you can assume a leadership role and you can promote whatever you got going. Say, hey, this is good for Black Americans, and you would get some people to follow and be behind you. But there's no leader to say, hey, everybody, vote Democrat. Hey, vote Republican. Hey, everybody, invest in crypto. Nah, like that's never going to happen in Black America. And I think that's what people don't understand. We've never had that one leader, and it never will be a leader like that. And then secondly, you said Black.
It's okay if I address what you said really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I never said what you said. Right? I said at the local level. I never said national. That's why I said who's the leader of Philly, who's the leader of Newark. Excuse me, of Harlem, because I know that we are city states. We set up differently organizationally, um, right? So yeah, I agree with you. But I was talking about being organized doesn't have anything to do necessarily with having one leader. You could be local. You could be the South Side of Chicago. There's a
But
leader
what
on
are
the
we
South Side of
organizing?
Chicago.
Okay, but what are we organizing under?
What do you mean by that? It could be organized. So
Okay,
I can name at least 2,000
no,
things that we could be
I don't
organized
want
on.
2,000 things. I want one
Right.
thing. Let's make it real simplistic. Name one thing that you believe Black Americans should drop what we're doing and organize behind that one thing. Go ahead.
Survival.
Okay, now that's vague as hell. Okay, can you
What?
explain survival? Yeah, you said survive. It's vague. That meant
Okay.
nothing. Can you be more specific when you say survival? I
No.
mean, everybody want food, clothing, and shelter, but can you be specific? We're all surviving. Nobody life in jeopardy. We're all surviving. So what are we
Right. So
organizing under?
so you asked me what we could survive, what we could organize on, and I gave you a
Right.
correct answer.
No, you didn't. You said something
It's
that meant like,
incorrect.
bro. Hey, bro, I want you because this is what I'm saying. It's real simple. Be very specific. Like, for example,
Right.
somebody can say, "Hey, everybody, I can teach you financial literacy," and then they could go into how to save money, how to, address liabilities versus assets, spending, budgets, all that type of stuff. That's a category. That's something specific. Somebody can say, "I can teach you guys how to defend yourselves, gun violence, gun control, how to use a weapon." That's something specific, right? So I'm saying specific things that it's not left to my interpretation. It's plain English, and either I'm agree to it or disagree. Give me
All right. So
something.
all of it is left.
Yeah,
I don't want to argue with
yeah,
you, brother. But
I just no wait, bro. We're not arguing. We're not arguing because
yeah,
because what happens is you're doing what most people do. That's why you don't even get anywhere. See, for me, all right. So let me
what
talk
do
about
most
me.
people
Let me talk
do?
about me. Okay, so let me talk about me. What most people do is they leave stuff vague and ambiguous. Not me. I'm
Me either.
very specific. Okay, got it. You just did though. You said survival. That meant
Yeah,
absolutely
but
nothing.
but
Okay.
that's to you because that's how you see it, bro. That's
Yeah,
not
no,
that's a very
hey, bro,
very peculiar and very specific
I
thing.
got you. But I'm going further now because I gave you a chance. You just said survival. So now
Right.
I'm gonna talk about what I do. Okay, so what I do is I teach Black Americans how to properly defend themselves with deadly force. You see how specific it is? So I go into the law, and of course it's state by state cases. So well, whatever your state is, but I could give a generic rule of thumb, and I could give state by state cases. Uh, Look at your state law, and that's not a problem. But generic cases, you have to believe, and you need evidence to support that your life can be gone from you in a drop of an eye if
But
you don't use deadly force.
close that.
Okay, so that's something very specific, and then we can build from there. But that's not left to my interpretation to like guess what I'm talking about. I say exactly what I'm talking about, and not only that, I'll talk about delineation. I'll talk about representation. So these are things that's very specific. There's not too much room to wiggle here. It's very specific. Delineation is something that means something, and it's very tight, narrow. And reparations is something tight and narrow. It's impossible to take that and run somewhere else with it. So
I mean,
that's
no
what I'm saying from
no
you.
disrespect, but
When you say organized,
everything that
got
you
it.
said, there are nuances to every single thing that you said, including reparations, including delineating. It is. I mean, but we don't
Okay,
have to get
okay.
into that. We'll be here
Let's
all
start.
day.
Okay. No. Oh yes, we. No, wait. No, we won't. No, we won't. No, we won't. I'm an expert in delineation. Okay, so let's start with delineation.
No,
So
no,
what
bro.
are
Let's
the
get back
nuances?
to our
First of all,
original point.
oh yeah,
Like
that's
we are
what.
drifting.
No, but
Like
we're talking
I'm a
about
focused person, brother.
But your original, I got it, and so am I.
Right.
Right. I'm effective. I'm
Me
effective
too.
when I'm focused. But listen,
Yeah.
okay, but you're not though because you were talking about
Bro, you don't know
organizing,
me.
and you
Like,
didn't,
what
and
do
you
you?
didn't. I'm getting to know you. But I'm hearing you now. You're
Oh
laughing,
shit.
you're caca and kikiing, but I'm hearing you
Yeah.
now, and you said
Bro, you
organizing,
in here by
and I said
yourself,
organizing
bro.
under what? Hey, my guy. Well, actually, I'm not. All the stuff is re-uploaded on YouTube, and I'm lit on YouTube. So right now, I'm new. I'm actually a month in on TikTok. I'm a new guy on TikTok.
Right. Me
I'm new
too.
on TikTok. I'm not
YouTube,
doing YouTube, right? But I'm literally on YouTube, right? I'm literally on
bro.
YouTube. Okay, you go look at my channel. Everyday news and updates. You'll see 10K,
I
5K.
can't. Look, I can't
Okay,
tell you my channel,
right.
bro.
I got you. But what I'm saying is I'm new to TikTok, so I understand I got to start from scratch, right? And
Right.
that's a humbling experience. But I have no ego, so I don't mind grinding, getting it from the mud, putting my bid in,
That doesn't
earning
mean you
it
don't
the
have an
right
ego.
way. Okay, no, it does because
No,
by
it
the ego
doesn't.
I wouldn't even I wouldn't tolerate one. But yeah, but your opinion means nothing to me. But the bottom line is
No,
this:
that's not
is
my
that we
opinion,
talk about
bro. It's
organizing.
just the truth.
I got it. Yeah, okay. Yes, you okay, right. It's the truth. I got it, right. Okay.
No, I said that
Hey,
it
bro,
doesn't have to
listen.
be your ego, bro. That is the truth. I didn't say that
Hey,
it is
hey,
true.
bro. Right. I got it. It's true. What you said. Okay, look. The bottom line is
Right.
this: you said organized, and I gave you a chance to give me an example, and
I
you
didn't
said
say
survival.
organizing.
That
I said
was
surviving. I said so. No, so
you.
check it out, bro.
No, no, no.
We went
Hey,
back further now.
wait.
We keep going
Stop.
further
Wait,
back,
stop.
right?
You did say organizing, and I said organizing
Initially,
under what? You said
yeah.
survival. Right. But you just lied, so you didn't say organizing. You did say
No,
organizing.
I didn't, bro. You wasn't in the context that we were talking about. You went
Oh
back
my
further,
God!
bro.
This is plebiscite babble. Okay, it is. Start over.
Bro, I don't. You know,
Start over.
bro. This maybe might not be the platform for you, bro. If you got some type of
No,
mental health issue
this
you're
ain't the
dealing with,
platform. No. Hey, bro, listen, bro. You had your chance. I'm gonna get you out of here. You had your chance.
right? Bye.
You're a little slow. This is the reason why nobody will ever listen to you. So it don't matter if I got one person, two people, three people. Nobody will ever listen to you. I challenge you to create a space and tell me anybody who listens to you with any credentials. Nobody will ever listen to you. You're all over the place. Oh, there's nuances with reparations and delineation. Really? Well, sure, I'm a delineation expert. Tell me nuances. Well, I don't want to get into that. But you did get into it. You said there's nuances. If you didn't want to get into it, you left it alone completely. You attempted to say there's nuances with reparations and delineation. And then I call you on it. I don't want to get into it. Bro, we seen you from a 1,000 miles away, my guy. Like, you're a guy who talks in circles. You've been on here before, same issue. So last time, family, he hopped on over here, he did the same thing. He just talked around in circles. Never talk about anything specific. He talked very vaguely, very ambiguously. We need to organize. There's the black leaders. I'm like, leaders? Like, what's a leader? Like, there's people who take leadership roles in certain projects, but they're not the leader of black people. Oh, in Philly, there's some leaders. No, bro, look, what are you talking about? Just go, if you got an idea in Philly, go out there with your idea, live it, spread, get awareness, talk about it, get flyers, go on social media, whatever you got to do, and get it out there if it's good. You dig? But don't have this fake idea and you think black people magically going to walk up to you like, wow, yo, I want to get down. No, you got to pitch it. You got to articulate it. You feel me? You feel me? You got to pitch it, you got to articulate it, and it got to be compelling, man. Like, we're not zombies. Like people like that, like these fake black Americans, these foreigners who keep cosplaying as us, they think we're zombies. They think you just can say little things and we just feet five full thumb and just get behind it. No, man. It got to make sense. It got to have some results behind it, bro. We don't just get behind any old idea, man. Especially in 2026, you kiss that goodbye. Especially in 2026, you kiss that goodbye. All these damn. Yeah, in 2026, no, man, you got to make absolute sense today. Yeah, nobody's getting behind any of our idea, man. We believe in proof of concepts, all that. He's a guy who got these weird ideas. Hey, bro, let's all invest in crypto. He's one of those guys. Hey, let's all invest in crypto, and and then if you invest in a million certain coins, right, that's worth 0.00002, all they gotta do is go up 0.0003, and we're all gazillionaires. Like, dude, come on, bro. And that's the reparations. Okay, and all of their excuses when they come over and get challenged, all their excuses. Oh man, nobody on here. Well, it varies. Sometimes it's people hurt. Sometimes it ain't. I'm new to TikTok. I don't know the right time to hop on and hop off. I'm learning. Well, I do know my time slot. It ain't right now. It's late. But I got something on my mind right now, so I hopped on right now. I don't need 1,000 people. Like I said, these are re-uploads on YouTube, my guy. Not that serious. But I never talk in vain, though. Like, when you making sense, you making sense. Nobody can take that away from you. The dude said organizing. Organizing around what? He said survival. Bro, what does that mean, man? Survival could be cosplaying Black Americans. Survival for who? You dig? Survival could flat out mean, could be a tactic for foreigners. He could be talking about survival for foreigners, and that's a tactic to cosplay as Black Americans. That's survival. What they got to do with Black Americans, though? That's y'all survival. What they got to do with me? I'm a real Black American. Like, my survival ain't that. My survival ain't cosplaying myself or my lineage. That's y'all cosplay. Y'all trying to get in good with white supremacy, trying to find new ways to take advantage of, tangibles that was supposedly for Black Americans. Like, that's y'all hustle. Like, where it's how do we every day they think, like, peeking the brain, how do we take advantage of new tangibles or old tangibles that were designed for Black Americans, the things that they fought for? How can we tap in with that? How can we tap into that well? Like, that's y'all, my God. That's yours. But that means, like, dude, you didn't say nothing. Survival. What does that mean? Just saying random, vague words where it's left to our own, each and own interpretation. Oh, reparations, delineation. We won't get into that. Why not? That's the topic, fool. The topic is delineation. I said, what's on your mind concerning delineation? There's nuances. What's the nuances to delineation? I don't. Please educate me on that. I'm totally unaware of a nuance to delineation. That'd be news to me. You definitely be educating me on something new. There's nuances to delineation. Huh? Okay, can you explain? Oh, no, I can't get into that. We ain't got time. Like, okay, you one of those guys. We ain't got time, guys. You got time to call in and waste my time, but you ain't got time to go in on the topic, though. Which is delineation. My guy, read it. Read it. The title of the topic is actually delineation. I started off talking about delineation. I said, anybody that has a question or anybody who's against delineation, I said to tap in. You tapped in. So I said, bro, what's on your mind concerning delineation? You dig? Like, what are we doing? So anybody else would like to tap in and ask a question or have a concern or disagree with Black Americans delineating, please invite yourself up. So yes, the topic is delineation, man. That's all I've been talking about. And I want to know, because I've been hearing uploads of other spaces where non-FBAs and FBAs actually debate over delineation, and I'll be confused because I'm like both of them confused. The FBA person and the non-FBA person, they're both confused on what it means to delineate. Because it shouldn't be that difficult to explain, and it shouldn't even be an argument. I'm confused on why we even arguing about that. You dig? I'm like, why is it even an argument on delineation? Why are we even arguing about delineation to begin with? So, for me, it's a simple question, man. You know what I mean? What do you agree with or disagree with? How about that? How about rephrase it? How about what do you disagree with or agree with when it comes to delineation for Black Americans? What do you tap in? Invite yourself up. I want to hear what you agree with and what you disagree with. Is that better? But the topic is delineation. Oh man, I can't answer the question. I don't have enough knowledge, but ain't nobody here anyway. Well, it's being recorded though. It's not in vain. It's definitely being recorded. And it's going to be re-uploaded on YouTube. I'm trying to build a platform on TikTok. I'm fairly new here. Look at my followers. Majority of them are from YouTube. Majority of the followers you see on TikTok, they all from YouTube. But they like YouTube better. I'll be trying to convince them to come to TikTok. You know, they stuck in their ways. So anyway, if you're not going to tap in and have the conversation with your boy, then I'm going to step off, eat my dinner, and I'm going to be on TikTok at about 5:20 a.m. or 5. Let's say I'll be live. I'm live every morning, 5:30 a.m., either YouTube or TikTok. So if y'all early birds, you're going to catch me on YouTube or TikTok at 5:30 a.m. I try to go back and forth. Okay. I try. Okay. So nobody's ready to pull up. All right. So again, this might be a bad time. All right. Catch me at 5:30 a.m. TikTok. I'll let y'all.